tiny fissures in the rock, the value of the amount of gas recouped from each well seldom exceeded the cost of drilling. Drilling vertically into shale is like taking a core sample. Each well can only tap a tiny cross-section of it. In the 1980s and 1990s, petroleum companies began experimenting with remote-controlled drill bits that, during their approach to the rock layer, could gradually angle 90 degrees so that they tunneled along the methane-laced seam of shale, the equivalent of tapping the vein. It was only by marrying fracking with so-called horizontal drilling that the largest deposit of natural gas in the United States, the Marcellus Shale, play, industry parlance for a large shale mineral deposit, was finally opened up for development this century. It is a cornerstone of American property law that estate ownership traditionally extends above and below the land's surface, excepting instances in which surface rights and mineral rights have been explicitly severed by a previous title holder. The idea descends from the medieval Roman jurist Accursius's dictum, "Huius est solum aegis est usque ad silum et ad inferos." Whoever owns the soil, it is theirs, up to heaven and down to hell. This meant that energy companies could only extract the gas beneath George's and his neighbor's property if landowners gave them permission. It also meant that energy companies had to pay them a leasing bonus, compensate them for any surface disturbance to the land, and share a portion of the royalties generated by selling the gas extracted from their estate. George was one of thousands across the poverty-stricken Rust Belt who eagerly leased their mineral rights in the ensuing land rush, inviting an energy company to drill under his beloved homestead in the hopes of winning the fracking lottery. Wearing a threadbare Montoursville High School basketball T-shirt, George excitedly led the way to the parking lot-sized gravel well pad. "I'm fascinated by what they're doing, and how they're doing it, and how much it takes to do it. It's really, really neat to watch it. I come down here every day." The trail of trammeled grass from his back door to the pad was testament to the retiree's preoccupation. As we scrambled atop the berm overlooking the giant industrial operation, a 150-foot-tall drilling rig loomed like a larger-than-life erector set, methodically driving 3 40-foot segments of threaded steel drill pipes into a pre-drilled hole. George marveled at the engineering feat we were witnessing. Ultimately, the threaded-together sections of steel pipe would plunge vertically for a mile, then gradually arc horizontally as they neared the shale layer, where they would then burrow parallel to the surface for another mile through the rock seam under George's and his neighbor's properties. After cement casing was poured as a protective lining, pipe bomb-like depth charges placed along the horizontal portion of the wellbore would be detonated, unleashing a hail of ball bearings to perforate the shale. Finally, dozens of big rigs carting millions of gallons of water, sand, and chemical-laced lubricants would idle on the well pad as their contents were mixed and then injected at high pressure into the well to frack it, creating thousands of tiny fissures in the rock that allow the gas to escape. The sand acts as a proppant, holding the fractures open. George conceded that the rural serenity he held dear was shattered by the security guard shack and portable toilet stationed at the entrance to his unadorned gravel driveway, the caravan of big rigs inching by his house, the large earth movers tearing up his meticulously mowed lawn, and the din of drilling equipment. "I might as well be in Williamsport," he grumbled, meaning that fracking brought the worst of the urbanized county seat to the pastoral landscape of Trout Run. Despite enduring months of near non-stop disruption, however, George said he still felt good about having leased his land to Anadarko. "Anadarko's been great to me," he emphasized, noting that when they dug up Mom's lilacs, they carefully replanted them. "If the gas firm caused any problems," George insisted, "I would be the first to tell you." His smile fading to a stone-faced stare, he vowed, "It's my dad's land. Excuse the phrase, but nobody's going to fuck it up, or I'm going after 'em." George had heard about problems with fracking in Dimmock,